Chris Paul. Terrific start for the three-time All-Star. Feeds Okafor, and the Hornets strike first as a sellout crowd can take a seat.
But we talked is working so far.
Here's Paul. Wants to. Has to.
Because they can.
Hornets held the Heat without a point for like 3 minutes in this first quarter. Another three for Trevor. He's already scored more in the first 4.5 minutes tonight.
You'll see Ariza just catch and release. Not a second thought at all. This is my shot. I got it tonight. I'm putting it up and it's going in.
This is Paul spinning away from Arroyo, using Okafor's screen. Alley-oop to Emeka. How about that?
Super play by both players.
Nearing the halfway mark of the quarter. Paul steering the ball around that defense. Great jump feed to Okafor, and the foul.
Now we talked about it. Chris Paul, and he's talking to his teammate about where you need to go. But you have guys who have tremendous athletic ability, and then you have guys who are tremendously clever. Chris Paul is tremendously clever. He's probably more clever than he is athletic, but he's
must feel like he's on an island. He's got Chris Paul. Almost lost it in the lane. There's a wide open Jason Smith again. A dunk and a jumper.
But what you don't.
Paul. Smith pick and pop. Bottom again.
So you can run the same stuff that you run with David West at that part of the floor. Maybe not lower, but.
A sellout crowd has witnessed a lot of things tonight. In fact, a pick and roll dunk is one of them. But that on the floor with Jason Smith as he replaces Bellinelli. Okafor comes up with a loose ball, and Emeka off to a terrific start.
Are we seeing a much more confident Emeka Okafor? We saw it against Yao Ming, and it's continued the same result.
Miami shooting 31% in the first frame. Paul finds Okafor again. CP in the first quarter has 9 dimes.
Well, that means.
Arroyo defending Paul, uses West's screen, frees him for the jumper, got it, and a foul.
That's a really good move by Chris Paul. We talked about how sometimes he really hesitates before he starts becoming an option. Now he's not, just taking it to Arroyo. Arroyo really has nothing to deter Chris Paul with. When you force another jump shot by somebody other than House of James, you're okay.
Look at Paul! Off the dribble drive, the head fake and the finger roll.
Jumpers, he's not around the rim.
I'm with you. Bellinelli dribbling along the baseline, kick out Paul. Key, line, lane, scooped it off to Emeka, and yet another Hornet first half dunk.
Chris Paul's health means Emeka stepping up. Chris Paul can take it inside, and you gotta honor him. You gotta come to him. But if you are open, he will find you. I'm telling you, to play with Chris Paul has to be a joy for all big.
Out in the first half minute of the third. Here's Paul over Wade for three. No, tapped up and in by Emeka Okafor, who already has a new season. Shot 40% from the field in the first half. Paul goes behind the back after getting rid of Arroyo and kisses it off glass himself.
Arroyo not having a good. Well, we talked about Carlos Arroyo having a tough time guarding Chris Paul. Remember, we showed you the trickery in the first half. Chris Paul this time gave him a little shoulder, backed him off, and then banked side.
Ball behind the back feed to West. Well, it'd be nice to see that all-star get on track after scoring just 2 in the
foul line if he's shooting jump shots.
You have to take something away from him. The dribble drive is a good choice. That's a pretty good choice for the Hornets. We've already seen David West get a double-digit. Here's West. Looking for his third in a row. Look at Okafor scoring in the paint. Bosch trying to bother him. Doubt it will. Smith, left elbow. Jason Smith becomes the 4th. 6 boards, 10 points for Smith off the bench. Paul, step back to, yes, sir. 13th point. Deep underneath. Gets it to Jones for 3. Long rebound. Paul throws ahead for Ariza.
They brought him here for a lot of things. His defense, his three-point shooting.
Here's Bosch. Poke free by the man of steel. Ariza running the floor with him. Paul off to Trevor! How about these Hornets?
That's why Trevor Ariza is here, folks. If you want about Trevor Ariza and what he brings in terms of a running mate, and we actually mean running mate for Chris Paul. He is running the floor and finishes athletically over the rim. And now the Hornets poke it away. And who do you find? Trevor one more time. Chris Paul has another person he can count on, and he looked for Trevor. Trevor finished again.
LeBron James, it took him 31 minutes to go to the line. Here's Green finding Okafor. 20-point game for Emeka.
We said they would put Emeka back in the ball game because he was
Next to the scorer's table. With 2, with 1, Hornets barely get it off, and Okafor hit nothing but the bottom of the net for his game-high 22nd point.
He is playing some good.
Ball to West. West, a strong drive in traffic, no. Okafor tips it in and has a game-high 24.
And that's what a good.
Almost to the timeline before getting rid of it. Splits 2, got to the line, feeds Bellinelli. Ball fake now for 2.
That's the play. And Chris Paul understood that. Once he got by the first line.
It's tense enough here in New Orleans for everybody to be on their feet. Okafor, got it! He beat the buzzer! He beat the buzzer and has 26. Half that on the shot clock. Paul, crossover, dribble drive. Dumps it off to Ariza for 3. Yes, sir! Listen to the Hive!
Trevor Ariza in the corner. Chris Paul found him. He didn't hesitate. Nothing but net. A big 3 by Trevor Ariza.
The eruption and then the celebration. Chris Paul